Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to make simple argyle vests on Medibang. And whoa, before you guys freak out, it is just like Pixlr, but I'd say it's a lot more advanced and there is a lot more features, but it does share the same vibe, so it is okay. I've seen so many comments asking me to do a Medibang tutorial and I'm like, you know, why not? So here it is. It might be difficult at first for those who only use Pixlr. So it's okay, it does take practice and we will get through it together. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So before we get started, we obviously want to download Medibang for those who don't have it. So all I did was searched up medibangpaint.com and this page should pop up. Once you are here, you are going to click download and a variety of different computers should show up. So since I'm a Windows, I would click this, and obviously if you use a Mac, just click that. And look at that, if you are a mobile user, you can get it on Android, iPhone, iPad. It has all the good stuff. So once you click download, it's obviously going to be very straightforward. You're just going to want to follow the rules and all that stuff. And you know, it's just very straightforward and you'll definitely get it right away. Once it's finished downloading, you're obviously going to want to open it up. So once you have done that, you're obviously going to see an ad at first. You're obviously going to want to close that, and you're also going to want to close this too. There's probably a lot of you that don't have this stuff on your screen right now, which is totally normal. All I did, I went to Windows, and you have to select whatever you want to be on your screen. So obviously, if I wanted to get rid of the palette here, I'd go to color here and it would remove it. But obviously I want to add it, so I'm gonna go to Windows and click color. And once that is finished, we are going to start off by opening our template. And to do that, we are going to go to File, Open, and just import your template from there. So immediately you are going to notice that the zooming in shortcuts are different than Pixlr, and it is okay, you will get used to it. So to zoom in, you actually have to zoom out on your mouse, but to zoom out, you have to zoom in on your mouse. So that is pretty confusing, but I suggest just practice with it and you'll definitely get it after a couple minutes. So we are going to look at the layer bars over here. So to add a layer, you are going to click this button. To merge a layer, you would obviously click this, and to delete, you would click that. To duplicate, you would also click that. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just hover over these images and you'll have a variety of different things. And as you may know, if you are a Pixlr user, these are all buttons that were on Pixlr too. So these are just the basics that you will use a lot. So yeah, up here is the blend mode on Pixlr. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So if you click that, there's a variety of different blending modes. The opacity obviously changes the transparency of the image. Over here, if you have this opened, you'll see that there's a variety of different brushes. I suggest sticking with the pen tool for now. Up here, you'll see the brush control. This is obviously the transparency for the brush. I suggest keeping it at 100. The size, you can change it to whatever you want. It goes pretty high, but I suggest sticking around 1 or 2 or in the middle. Up here, we obviously have our color palette. You can select whatever color you want and well, bam, you have it, you know. It's pretty straightforward for that. Okay, so enough yapping. I am going to show you guys how to make an argyle vest. So we are going to start off by making a new layer. So go down to the layer bar here, click add layer, click, and then drag it underneath everything. Once you're here, we are going to make sure we're on the pen tool. Select either 1 or 2 or in between for the size. I will go with 1.8. I'm then going to select black as my first color because we are making the outline first. Now we are going to make sure that snaps are off. You can go to correction depending on how slow you want your little brush to move. but I'm going to stick with 0. We are going to go to the shape brush tool here and make sure we're on the curve tool. We are going to zoom in, and we are going to start off by making the curves of the armpit for the vest. So if that makes no sense, just completely watch what I do. So I'm going to basically make an arched line going straight up. So I'm going to click, 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 forming that nice line like so. And now we are going to go to the move tool, and you're just going to simply move it to wherever you want. After that, we are simply going to go to the select tool and select what is going out of the black box here. So this doesn't belong here, so we are going to click delete on our keyboards. Click anywhere. We are going to go back to the move tool, click duplicate layer, and just move it right next to it, causing kind of a double line like so. Once that is finished, we are going to merge the layers. So go down to the layer bar, click that once, go to the select tool and select what is coming out of the black box here. Select and then click delete on your keyboard. Once that is finished, we are going to go back to the brush tool here. We are going to click add layer, make sure it's underneath the template layer, zoom in a bit, and now we are going to go to the shape brush tool, make sure you're on curve, and now we are going to focus on making the neck hole. So obviously if you look at a reference, you're going to see that it's kind of like a V-neck shape, but it's also like an oval shape. So we are going to stick with making that. So I suggest starting at the second pair of Christmas lights here and just work your way down by clicking, clicking, clicking into the middle like so. As you can tell, it is going through the middle of the torso, which we don't want. So I'm going to go to the select tool, zoom in, click and then drag, making sure that only the green part of the Christmas light is selected. And now you're going to click delete on your keyboard just once. Click anywhere. And now we're going to go to the move tool. We are going to duplicate that layer now and just move it up a little bit like you did with the armpit strap. So now I'm going to merge the neck hole layer. So just click merge once, and that should be a full layer. As you can tell, my line is going through the black box. So I'm going to go to the select tool and just select that. Click delete on your keyboard, click anywhere, and now do the same for the middle. So click and then delete. So now I'm going to go to the move tool and we're going to merge all the layers besides the template layer. So click that once. We're going to click duplicate layer, and trust me guys, this is the fun part. We are going to click Control T on our keyboards. This bar should pop up. This is basically where you flip and like make things bigger. So we are going to click flip there, click OK, and we are going to move it on the other side here. Once that is finished, then again we are going to merge the layers. So click that once. And now we are going to begin by making the bottom. So we are going to add a layer. We are going to go to the brush tool here, go to the crisscross snap. We are going to go to the middle of the template, so the second pair of Christmas lights here. We're going to click and then drag to the other side. To stop the crisscross snap, we are going to go to this little thing here and click snap off. After that, we are simply going to go to the move button here, click duplicate, and just move that right on top. We are going to merge the horizontal lines, so click merge layer just once. And now we are going to add connecting lines on the right side of the torso and the left. So to do that, I'm going to click add layer, go to the brush tool, go to crisscross snap, zoom in, and start making lines attaching to each side. So once you're done that, we are going to go here and click snap off. We are going to merge every single layer except for the template layer. And now we are going to go to the select tool here, zoom in, and only select what's in the front of the torso. So click and then drag. Once you're here, we are going to click Control C on our keyboards, click anywhere, click Control V on our keyboards, and now we are going to go to the move tool and we're going to move it in the back of the torso. Line it up perfectly. We are going to go back to the select tool and just select the neck hole because that's just weird. And now click delete on your keyboard, click anywhere. Now we are going to merge the layers again, so click that. Now we are going to zoom in into the front torso again. We are going to select the neck hole and only the neck hole. We are going to click Control C on our keyboards, click anywhere, click Control V on our keyboards, go to the move tool here, click Control T on our keyboards, and just click anywhere that's not inside of the box. So you should have this like reload symbol, and we are going to click and then drag so it's completely on the other side like so. We are going to let go, stop dragging. We are going to click OK, and we're just going to drag on top like so, guys. Wow, we're so good. We are so good. So once we are here, we are going to merge the layers again. So just click merge layer. We are going to go to add layer, go to the brush tool, click crisscross snap, zoom in, and now we are basically going to line up the straps. Once you're done that, we are going to click snap off. We are going to merge the layers again. So once you're done creating the outline of the argyle vest, we are simply going to fill it in with a random color. So to do that, we are going to go to add layer, move it under everything, and now we're just going to fill in the second pair of line outline. So if that doesn't make sense, I'm basically going to only fill in the middle part of the outline. So I'm going to select a random color. So I'm going to go with like a dark pink here. I'm going to go to the select tool, zoom in, and select a big rectangle inside of the thing. And I'm going to go to the brush tool here, make it whatever size you want, and I'm going to fill that in. Go to the select tool, click anywhere, go to the brush tool. So I'm basically just filling in the inside of the outline. So once you're done filling in the middle outline, we are going to go on to Pinterest and select the argyle texture. So the link to my Pinterest will be linked in the description down below. And once you've clicked the link, we are going to go to the designing textures down here. And you are going to see a bunch of different textures with like a diamond shape. And that is what you want. So you are going to click on whichever one that you prefer. So once you have the one that you prefer, we are going to right click that, click copy image, go back to Medibang. So once you're here, we are going to click Control V on our keyboards. Once that is done, we are going to make sure that this layer is the top layer. So now we are going to move it. We are going to click Control T on our keyboard, and you are going to play around with these little boxes. So click and drag to make it smaller and just make it the size that you want. Once that's finished, we are going to click OK. And now we are going to duplicate the layer and fill in the whole outline with this texture. So once you're done filling in the whole outline with that texture, we are going to merge all the argyle texture layers. So just click it how much times you need it to be. And now we are going to click and then drag that layer over top of the color that you just picked. And now we're going to click clipping. After that, it's like magic. And now we're going to click merge layer. Ta-da! You have it filled in with that argyle texture. Alright, so now we are going to fill in the rest of the outline with a darker color. So, hear me out. We are going to click add layer. Make sure it is on top of the argyle texture layer. So I suggest picking one of the colors that are already in here. I think I'm going to go with a green, and I'm just going to make it a dark green. So once you have it the color you want, you can obviously start and fill in the rest of the outline. So once you have the rest of the outline filled in with that color you chose, we are going to go to the outline layer, so click that. We are going to add a layer, we are going to click clipping, we're going to go back to the brush tool, make it whatever size you want, and just click and drag over the layer. Once you're finished with that, we are going to click merge layer. So now if you did it properly you won't have this, but obviously I messed up. So I have like these transparency little dots. To fix that, you are going to go to the color layer, so whatever dark color you added on the rest of the outline. So I took a dark green, and I'm just gonna make the brush a little smaller and just fill those right in. Alright, so once you're done that, this is totally optional, but I am going to create a undershirt. So I am going to go to add layer and move this layer completely underneath everything. I am going to select the color white or whatever color that you want the undershirt to be. I'm going to click the select tool, and I'm going to select what's left of the open spots of the torso. So I'm basically selecting the outline. I'm then going to go to the brush tool, make the size how big you want, and just fill that right in with that color. We're going to go back to the select tool, click anywhere, and now we're going to decide if we want to be a long sleeve or a short sleeve. So I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to decide that it's a short sleeve today, so I'm going to make a short rectangle like so. So as you can see, it's only going past a little bit. After that, I'm going to go to the brush tool and fill that right in as well. Go to the select tool, click anywhere, and boom, that is your undershirt. To add a neck hole, this is completely optional, but you can go to the eraser tool and you can make the size however big you want the neck hole to be, and just click in the middle of the Christmas lights like so. Alright guys, so this is where it comes to an end. I am going to add a little bit of shading. So for the vest, I am going to add some knit shading. So to do that, I'm going to go to Google and search up knit texture. I'm going to go to images and then select the one that you think would look best, I guess. So I'm going to go with this texture here. I'm going to right click, click copy image, go back to Medibang, click Ctrl V on our keyboards, and move that layer on top of everything. We are going to click Ctrl T on our keyboards, and then play around with the squares to make it however big you want it, and you're going to cover it on top of the whole shirt. merge all the knit texture if you have any extra layers, so just once for me. And now for the fun part, I am going to move it right underneath the outline layer. Now I'm going to clean up the edges, so I'm going to use the select tool and just select and then click delete on our keyboard, and do that for all the areas that you don't want this knit texture to be. Once you have it all covered how you like, I'm going to go to the move tool, and now I'm simply going to go to the blending mode here, click that and click overlay. Obviously it looks completely shady and weird, so you can play around with the opacity, make it however you like. So now I'm going to add shading to the underneath shirt, and to do that I am going to import this little shading lines, and the link to this will be linked in the description down below so you guys can use it. I am going to make sure I am on the last layer, and after you download the shading lines, we are going to go to File, open the image as a layer, and then import those shading lines. And now we are going to go to the move tool and move it to where it should be. And now to clean up the edges, we are going to go to the select tool and just select and delete where you don't want it to be. Once you're done that, I am going to go to the opacity and play around with it to however you want. So as you can see, we are finished making the argyle sweater. So now I'm going to teach you guys how to export it onto Roblox. I am going to go to File, Save As, go to the Save As type, make sure it's on PNG, name it whatever you want, click Save, click OK, make sure it is a transparent PNG, click OK. Here is the finished results. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so proud of you if you made it this far. Obviously, I know this is going to be a long video, but keep on practicing, rewatch it, do whatever you have to do, but you will get it, and I do believe in you. Please do not give up. I believe in you. You got this. And I love you guys so much. Let me know if you want me to do more Medibang tutorials. And yeah, have a great day. I love you guys lots. Bye!